Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Darkpool Algo, and thanks for joining me on another end of the day morning watch list review. So, there's been a lot of feedback from the morning stream that I should do an end of the day review of the stocks that we go over. I think that's a great idea. With that being said, a little bit about me. I am a smart money, dark pool, and block trade software analyst. I use a specific software called FlowTrade. It tracks large institutional hedge funds, smart money, dark pool, and block trades. It's a predictive indicator in that it shows what's happening. It basically tracks the tape. So with it being a predictive indicator, it allows us to see what large institutional hedge funds are doing before it affects the market. Now, excuse me, that sucked. Sorry, I got a little tickle in my nose there. What was that? Oh yeah, so being able to see that, let's say hedge funds are buying Apple as price is selling off, that allows us to know that, hey, as soon as Apple finds a reversal point, it would be a good time to enter because we know that the divergence has to play out. So an example of that would be, oh, wrong screen. All right, let's try this again. Oh, I'm on the right screen. All right, so let's try this one more time. Here we go. All right, so this is that software. I know it looks like spaghetti, but what can you do? Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go. This morning. Too many things. All right. So every morning I stream an hour before the open. We take requests. We try to find stocks that are gonna move that day, based on the chart setups and how the algorithm is looking. So this morning we went over BABA, Tesla, BILI, and Corsair, Space, just to name a few. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of do an end of the day recap showing you, hey, this is how the divergence played out, or this is what the stock did in comparison to what the algorithm does. Okay. This software is super useful and can be used with any trading strategy. It's not very specific. It's not specific to one type of thing. You can use it if you use trend lines, if you use stochastics, RSI, MACD, any of those things, right? Any of those things that 90% of the traders out there use, this can accompany that, okay? So with that being said, all I ask in return for this content is you hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and if you want, join me every morning, Monday through Friday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. I get up. I'm on the West Coast, so I'm up early to get this done, okay? Not asking for anything in return. I just want everybody to have a successful day at trading and, you know, everybody stay safe, stay happy, and stay green. Before we jump into it, run the intro, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. So I have just a few minutes. I'm trying to keep these videos down to a decent amount of time. I know in the beginning I was running like hour-long videos, and people were like, oh, you're too long. You need to do other stuff. I'm like, all right, I'm working on it. All right, so what you see in front of you is the FlowTrade backend algorithm system. The purple line is the regular algorithm. Yellow lines are my markup. Okay, if you see a red line, that is a regular block trade. Blue lines are dark pool block trades. If you see me draw a white line, then that means it's party time. No, I'm just kidding. It's kind of an on-running joke from the stream in the morning. So now a white line is where there's a dark pool and a regular block trade level so close that the software can't print enough distance between the two for me to, you know, to show this was regular, this is dark pool. So I'll just draw a white line in there. Those are pretty important levels to keep an eye on. Okay. White that you see, that is price action. We have a 15-minute chart and a 1-minute chart. These are 15-minute price action bars. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start with Corsair, and yeah, I just have to delete everything that was there. So looking at this morning, which started right here. This is basically today, right? So to say. We had a block trade that came in on the 26th right at 27.20, right? That is obviously going to provide some support and resistance. So you can see price action, whenever it interacts with it, it seems to provide support, right? If it falls through, it provides resistance. So this morning we gapped up, faded. The algorithm is trading with price action. Currently the algorithm is selling off, right? That's important to know because Corsair is probably getting pumped by, you know, maybe Wall Street bets or whatever. I'm super interested to see what happens when Corsair comes back down to this level. This morning, the algorithm was pointed up, right? Going into today, the algo was pointed up. At some point, the algo did an about face and started selling off, okay? Looking at Corsair on the chart. Now, this morning, let's see. All right, so this morning, I'll get over here. Right, this morning we were running up in pre-market and the algo was pointed up. I said, I want to wait to see what the algo does. It's going to do one of two things. We're going to do a 1, 2, all the way down to the 50 SMA, 3 retests to 21 and continue to sell off, right? Go back to the algo, right? The algo, actually the algo this morning was pointed down. Yeah, I'll have to look at the screenshot. So as far as Corsair is concerned, I've got an alert set of the rising directional SMA, the 200, waiting for this Bollinger Band TTM squeeze to release, slingshot release, right? Slingshot release to help push us back up through the 50, stack our simple or exponential moving averages, and we're going to fight right there at 2950 with the VWAP, okay? If we can get above that, then I think we could take out 30 and continue to make a move back up to the daily 200 SMA. That's a possible target, or maybe just 3172, which is a 127 extension. Currently trading at 3 ATR. What does that mean? Well, let me see. If the algo is selling, right, and this dark pool level does not provide support, then I believe there's going to be a reversion of price action back to the mean, which is a 21 EMA on the daily, which is also point of control, which is also VWAP. So 2750 is a very significant level for this stock. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and draw. Let's see, it looks like that was right there. So that is probably going to be a very significant level. If it breaks today's low and the 200 SMA, I think we're going to come back down and test it. So if we do that, we pull back, then we can continue to move on to the upside. Looking for this daily slingshot squeeze to release to the upside as well. Really break below VWAP, and we've got, I mean, it can get pretty ugly pretty quick. We could go down all the way down to like 23. So I'm going to keep an eye on Corsair over the next couple days. Okay, moving on to Tesla. All right, so when we woke up this morning, the Tesla algorithm was trading with price action and it was vertical. So this yellow or this blue circle that you see here is the opening bell. So Tesla gapped up. We had a block trade come in at 931, right at the bell at 733. So Tesla gapped up above the block trade level and continued, as you can see, with the algo trading with the algorithm. I mean, this is minor bearish divergence, but it is consolidating, right? So I'm looking for Tesla. This little curling up at the end of the day has me looking at Tesla like this is possibly continuation, end of the month, just, you know, manipulation, and then potentially ripping out into next month. As far as Tesla is concerned on the algorithm, or excuse me, on the chart, let's see, what was that move? So this is the move. So this is overnight, right? So popped up overnight, came back. We back tested the 618 from high, you know, from yesterday's high to low, right? So consolidation, pulled back at the open to the 618, almost a 50% retracement, and then launched above, right? That block trade came in at 931, right? We opened at 930, that 733 level, right? Right here is where we closed at. So we closed at 733.89. The block trade level was 733. That's pretty dang close, right? All right, so the block trade came in, we pulled back. I don't know if it was a selling or a buying order, but we had a slingshot squeeze release at, you know, about 10:45, right? That ran us up to 740. Manipulation came into play, and we just continued to just kind of flag throughout the rest of the day. End of the day, massive sell-off, back down, ended up closing right at 73.89, right? It pinned at the end of the month, 73 or 733. Okay. As far as Tesla's concerned on the daily, so this would be a, let's see, we sold off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. This could be the end of the fifth wave. I'll have to double check what white dojis mean, or white teardrops. But we are at 1.5 ATR. Definitely could pull back to point of control or even VWAP. So maybe pull back to 715. It's happened before. Right, took out previous highs. Yeah, just keep an eye on Tesla. I'm going to keep an eye on the algo. If this algo does curl back down, then I really believe that we can come back down and test some of these dark pool levels at 7-11, right here, these levels. Right. However, the algo maintains its uptrend and curls back up and can get above 733. Then I think we can continue to go long on Tesla. All right, the next one we had on our list was Baba. All right, so looking at Baba. All right, I got a few more minutes. All right, so going into the open, the algorithm and price action. So price action was here. It was above a regular block trade, but below a dark pool level. Okay. So the algo was pointed up. Looks like Baba gapped up overnight. We had an immediate 168 regular block trade level come in. All right. I don't know if it was a buy order or sell order, but Baba consolidated there all day long. The algo, as you can see, I was interested to see what happened with the algo broke above these block trade levels. It did not do that. So it's sitting there consolidating, waiting for it to break out of its little consolidation pattern. As far as Baba is concerned, right, this is that nice gap up to 169. What was that block trade level at? 168. So it gapped up over the block trade level, right? Pulled back to the block trade level at 168, right? And just basically chopped there all day. All right, so what I'm a little concerned about is two things. One, we busted above the 200 SMA. The MACD is consolidating, right? Neutral but to becoming positive. Massive squeeze happening on the TTM squeeze. Still waiting for the daily to slingshot around. We've got a target of the 21-day SMA at 179. A little concerned that the 50 is above price action now. And we've got this, like, it's just, I call it a spaghetti squeeze because all your moving averages just get squeezed and come bumbled up and looking like garbage. So really, I don't believe we took out pre-market high. So that 169 level is still valid for a break above for a run on Baba. Okay. The way I'm going to play it, excuse me, is going to be based on the algo. If the algo can curl back up and break through this cluster of block trades at 160 and move on up, then yeah, I'll play it long. If it breaks it down, then I'm going to play it down to the downside. Okay, the next one that we looked at was BILI, B-I-L-I. I remember talking about this stock and how it has been trading in a range pretty consistently for the last couple of weeks, right? It'll bounce from demand zone to supply zone to demand zone to supply zone. I talked about just, there's an opportunity. There's about a $3 move there. So we had opened above the 200 SMA. Let's see what the algo had to say going into this morning. All right, the algo this morning told us that, what do we got here? All right, so the algo was trading with price action and had a little bit of a curly Q. It looks like we gapped up and pulled back, and the algo is trading with price action, waiting for, looks like we curled up at the end of the day. I believe that BILI, for me and BILI, our little analysis relationship that we've had for the last couple of days, right? Looks like it finally broke above 75. Excuse me. It broke above 75, which is the mean, the 21-day EMA. It broke above that. So we may be on a move to the upside, okay? We have previous lows that we have to get above before we can get to, the next ping pong level from 79 or 80 to 85. I fully anticipated a larger pullback once we hit that that supply zone. We did pull back to the 21. We maintained our stacked positive moving averages, 8 on top of the 21 on top of the 34. We've got a rising VWAP. Stack positive 50 on top of the 200 SMA now. This is a bullish directional move. So if BILI can maintain this set $80 level overnight, then I would definitely look to see if we could go up and test. I'd have to draw a new demand zone based on some 15-minute charts. So that supply zone would become the new demand zone, right? I would look to move to potentially 85 as the next fib level. The ultimate goal is to come back up and test this 50, 200 SMA, right? So the 95 to 100 level, right? So that's the ultimate goal. We'd like to have that continue. This is, this isn't, this could be a multi-day runner. Okay, just keep an eye on it though. It likes to gap up and pull back. Okay, that was BILI. The next one we looked at was Corsair and SPCE CRSR. Looking at Corsair, the algo. All right, I've got to run. I'm going to be able to do. Let's see. I can do Corsair really quickly, and then I got to run. All right, so Corsair. Going into the open, the algo was trading with price action and was pointed up vertically. As you can see, BILI had flagged going into the close yesterday. It gapped up and pulled back. We've got a dark pool level right at 2720 that's going to act as a magnet. The algo is pointed down. I'm going to see what happens when the algo hits this dark pool level. So we had a gap up. Corsair immediately came back down and filled the gap. Looks like we found a little bit of support. I'm going to see what happens when this algo hits this dark pool level. If it bounces and continues up, then we would continue to go long in Corsair. However, I don't know. We've got a rising 200 SMA, and that's our directional moving average. We're currently trading above the 50 on the daily, but we're also trading at 3 ATR. Does this TTM squeeze slingshot, when it released, does it have enough juice to push us up through the 50 and VWAP? Who knows? I've got an alert set at 2843 for a breakdown to come back and test the 200 SMA. That may be enough consolidation for that move to the upside. Contrarian, we break below the 200 SMA and take out 2750, right? So we hit 3 ATR, so pulling back to the 21 is not unheard of, and that's at 2735. So, do we fade back to the 21 before we continue to move to the upside? Who knows? Okay, last one, and I got to be quick about it, or my daughter's going to be mad because I'm going to be late picking her up from school. Okay, so looking at space. All right, so space going into the open. The algo was diverged down to the downside and had been net selling for the last couple days. There was block trade support at 2479 and lots of meme action, right? This was a meme stock, a Wall Street bet stock. So going into the close yesterday, this was consolidation. It was making higher lows and kind of maybe higher highs. Anyway, it gapped up at the open, right? So we gapped up at the open. Is that what happened? Yeah. So we gapped up at the open, pulled back, and continued to run. Didn't get a chance to get a piece of space because I was busy doing other things. But look, going into the open, I said, hey, we're right at the 200 SMA. If we can get above that, we have stack positive moving averages. Look for a pullback to the 21, which it did. We had a golden crossover on the MACD. As far as the daily goes, we did revert to the 21, and we broke above previous highs, right? So we broke above previous highs, came back, and we're currently basing there. Stack positive moving averages, 8's on top of the 21, on top of the 34. Now the 50's on top of the 200. We're going to use this as a new demand zone, depending on how overnight goes. If we can maintain this level, or maybe even pull back to 27 even, I would look to go long, to continue to go long on any sort of a break above. I'll have to look at previous highs, but this looks good to go long in the next couple days, targeting the 200 SMA at 3178, which is also 2 ATR. Hopefully we can get some movement here and that slingshot squeeze releases. Okay, thanks for joining me. Once again, my name is Dark Pool Algo. I'm streaming every morning, Monday through Friday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you leave comments in the comment section below. Help us source that info. And if you got any more plays, options, stocks, anything that you're looking at, let me know. That way I can be prepared in the morning, and we can just get started. Thanks for joining me, and hit the like button, subscribe, and tell your friends about it. Talk to y'all tomorrow. Have a great day.